Hello and welcome. My name is Fred, and this is Acrylic Pouring by Hydro Fred. Enjoy! Alrighty then, mixing paint. Well, mixing paint's just mixing paint, right? 6 one way, half a dozen the other, hundreds of recipes. I'm not claiming to have anything better than anyone else, or if mine's right or wrong. It's just the way I do it, and thought I would share it with you. Well, how we get started is you need some paint. I use this Master's Touch I find locally here at Hobby Lobby for half price every other week. It seems to work pretty good. It's a tube style, paint, so most of it's usually thick. This yellow seems to be a little thinner, and I don't know if it's just because of this brand or this batch or if all of them are like that, but I find the yellow's a little thin. But it works well. I like it. So you want your paint to go as far as you can, because with acrylic pouring, you make a big mess. You waste a lot of paint. So what you can do is get a medium mix. You can get the ready mix, which is professional stuff, it works really well. I tend to go on the cheaper side and make my own. And that usually consists of something like Elmer's glue, water, and Floetrol. General rule is kind of like 60% glue, 30% water, and 10% Floetrol. You can make it ready mix so you can pour with your paint, or you can simply add some to one bottle, some Floetrol, and glue in another, and then mix it together as you like. That way you can adjust your mixture and add water as needed. And for those of you that may not know what Floetrol is, it's of course a additive for paint. Painters can use in a sprayer to make it flow a little better. So you can find that at Lowe's, Home Depot, most any of your hardware stores. This will cause sales, not as much as like adding silicone or anything, but it will cause sales. So if you don't want any sales at all, you might not want to use this and try something else. All right. And of course, Elmer's glue is just Elmer's glue. School glue, glue all. To me, they seem to work both the same. We're not really holding anything together. We're just painting with glue. All right. So get what you can find that's cheap. That seems to work pretty good. They also have a clear. You could add it a little bit with it, and it'll give it a little more of a luster or a shine. Full strength seems to do weird things to it, so you might want to experiment. So you're going to need some cups. I find these 5.5 ounce cups with the little lids perfect, really, because if you want to do a project and it only calls for like 9 or 10 ounces, like those MDF boards there, and you want to use a lot of different colors, well, you're probably going to mix a lot more paint than required for that. So you can always save the rest of it for later, and it will save it pretty well, So I like that. Hey y'all, Fred here with something I think you just might like, and it is an MDF back support board for a 12 by 12 canvas frame picture. Fits easily and securely, gives a solid foundation with no sagging, easily tips in any direction, and spins freely if so needed. 3/4 inch MDF board with an appropriate hole to fit a bean can, filled with pennies or lead in this case, makes a solid foundation. The height also helps keep your hands free from any paint that accumulates on the table, and the ability to rotate makes it much easier to get to every corner. And when you're done, take it away to dry and start anew. Make your own, or for more information, please visit me at ineedastore.com. That's ineedastore.com. Thank you very much. All right, then, well, let's turn this apparatus on. And I have to take it down to the American scale, don't you know? Alright. Let's mix some paint. So, I'm going to start out with this. I like using scales over, measuring cups, because a lot of this stuff is thick and I really don't know how you kind of measure it. I mean, I could put the glue in first, but it's still, I just use scales because it's easier. Even though I know the paints don't weigh the same, I still get close enough. So we're going to start out with a 1/2 ounce here. Add our glue, take it up to 1.5 because we want 1 ounce of glue. Alrighty then, get up there. Now for our Floetrol. I like using some kind of strainer because if left open or even closed, sometimes it'll build a film in there. If you can see that, it'll build a film on the inside and give you lumps. So use a little strainer. I'm gonna take it up to 1.8, which I'm guessing is about 1/4 ounce. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that measurement's right, but that's what I use and it seems to work. So. And don't forget to wash this later because it will build a film. And what I find important here is to go ahead and mix this mixture really well before adding any water, right? And I seem to have had problems in the past, but by doing it this way, it's kind of alleviated that problem. Mix that really well, scrape the sides really well. You'd be surprised at how much will stick to the side and down in a little crease. It's ridiculous. But scrape it, stir it, add some water. And I find these little pipet things just seem to be pretty handy. If you use them with paint and it dries, you can cut the tip off of them and pull them out. But they're disposable and you can get them by the box full. So mix that in really well. And I'm probably not as vigorously as I'm doing it. I'm just kind of doing it in a hurry. But you don't want to get a whole lot of air bubbles in there because then you got to get rid of them later. But you mix it in, scrape the bottom, scrape the sides really well. Check it, how much it runs. And they say you look for like warm honey or cream or something like that. Add your water, mix some more. That's looking a little better. But you're looking for like warm honey or a cream. And some projects will, you want them a little thicker or a little thinner. And you figure that out as you go along. And some people will mention that, and so you just follow along. Okay, well, stir that in really well. Make sure you scrape the sides. Get the bottom and the little creases. It's looking a little better. Do a little puddle test. Do a little stream, see how long it stays there before it disappears. Little things like that give you a clue to how thick it is. Let it run down the side. Gives you little clues. Mix, add water, check it. That's about all there is to it. Well, I hope that helps y'all out. Y'all come back now, you hear? Wait a minute. Genie. You do see I'm doing something here, right?